Welcome to Shor Machshav on the Daf. We're holding in Zevachim Daf Chov Gimel. The Gemara on the end of Amud Beis learns, how do you know that a kohen cannot do an avodah where he's sitting down? Says the Gemara, Marava, Mar Nachman, Mar Kol, La'amoid l'sharis, La'amida b'charti v'lo l'yeshiva. He needs to stand when he does a shirus, he needs to stand when he does an avodah. The Tur in Orach Chaim, Siman Ches, says, in Hilchot Tzitzis, you put on the tzitzis standing. Why mu'umad? Where do we find the idea of standing? So the B'S Yosef, he brings a smack. And the smack says, because you learn lachem for Sfira Soimer, and it says a Sfira Soimer that needs to be B'Koyim, has to be standing up. So the B'S Yosef then quotes the Orach Chaim to Ri Milonil, who says, we have a Yerushalmi that says, Kol brachos mu'umad. The whole brachos has to be standing. So why do we bring the Yerushalmi? We have to bring this Gzera Shava. So he says, in the name of the, answers the B'S Yosef, the name of the Orach Chaim, that's only Birkos Hamitzvos. What about Birkos Hanenim? Meaning, Birkos Hamitzvos have to be standing, that's a Yerushalmi. What about Birkos Hanenim when you're enjoying? For that I have Gzera Shava. Explains the Bach a little bit more, that when a person is putting on a talis, it's Birkos Hanenim, he's enjoying his clothing. That's the bracha. And that's why you need a special limud to tell you that you have to be standing and when you put on a talis. But asks the Bach, but what about Mila, Lulav, and Tkiya, that the smak also brings the Gzera Shava? Why does it just not bring the Yerushalmi? So he says it's very doichek to say that he did not know the Yerushalmi. Says the Bach, maybe he held that our Gemara doesn't hold like Yerushalmi because our Gemara doesn't bring these things. That's why I have to bring another source to tell you that you stand. So today that we have the entire Yerushalmi by us, we know there's no such Yerushalmi. So it's not such a question in the smack because there's no real Yerushalmi that says this thing to stand up. If you look at the Orach Chaim inside in Hilchot Tzitzis, Siman Chav Zayin Kav Ches, you see, and that's what the Chidah points out. The Orach Chaim learns it's a machlekes. The Orach Chaim says like this. The Yerushalmi tells us that you have to stand up. How do you know you have to stand up? Says the Orach Chaim, from our Gemara, it says, La'amoid l'sharis. The avodah needs to be standing up. Says the Orach Chaim, that's only Birkos Hamitzvos, not Birkos Hanenim. Because Birkos Hamitzvos, that's the avodah. Birkos Hanenim is what a person enjoys. Then he continues and says, some say that no, that only specific brachos you have to stand, the ones that you have Gzera Shava. So clearly he learns that it's a machlekes. There's either you learn like the Yerushalmi that we don't have, or that you have a different Gzera Shava. And in the Birkei Yosef of the Chidah, in the year in Orach Chaim Siman Ches, that he brings a raya that our Bali does not hold like Yerushalmi, because the Gemara in Sanhedrin tells us that you have to be standing when you do Birkas Halavana, because Kabbalah is Pnei Shechina. Says the Chidah, why did I tell you have to stand? Because of Birkos Hamitzvos. Birkos Hamitzvos you have to stand. You see from here the argument of the Bava does not hold you have to stand in Birkos Hamitzvos. Then he concludes and says maybe that Yerushalmi that's quoted is only lechatchila, but it's not me'akev. And when you have the Gzera Shava, it is me'akev. That's why you have to have both sources. But one thing we see from the Orach Chaim based on our Gemara, what do you see from here? There's a big chiluk between the bracha on mitzvahs and the Birkos Hanenim. Birkos Hamitzvos is a person is doing avodas HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He's standing on to do avodas Hashem. And that's why you could say, La'amoid l'sharis, you have to do it standing, like the Kohanim do the avodah when they're standing. But Birkos Hanenim is not, the way we treat the bracha, it's not as an avodah. It's more like the Gemara in Brachos tells us. Why do Birkos Hanenim? Also, you can't come and take something without doing a bracha. It's more of a way for us to say, I want to eat the food, so first I have to say, Avodah to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But it's not an avodah. And connecting here, the Neder B'Yehuda that we mentioned in the beginning of the Masechta, that every time you say a bracha on the mitzvah, that's what makes the mitzvah lishma. How do I make a mitzvah lishma? By doing a bracha. I'm saying I'm doing the bracha l'shem mitzvah. Meaning Birkos Hamitzvos, when a person takes a lulav, he does a Birkos Hamitzvos, he's right now doing avodas HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he's right now doing shirus l'shem Hashem, and therefore you have the din, you have the discussion at least of la'amoid l'sharis. Anyone who wants to sponsor or join the Shor Machshava Shiurim, please email shormachshava@gmail.com.